They probably didn't mean to. I mean, honestly, they probably didn't know any better, but your parents lied to you, or at least they didn't tell you these things about credit cards, and I'm here to tell you those today. I'm here to give you that rude awakening. Now, after you watch this video, you're gonna know, or at least I hope you'll know and remember it, and then you'll have to take action. I like that idea. So let's get into this video today. The first thing that your parents lied to you about is that credit cards are free money. It's not free money. You know why? It's the furthest thing from free money, because especially when you first getting started, they're charging you a crazy amount of money on top of the money that you thought was free money. So you got to pay them that plus interest. Bet you didn't know that. They weren't telling you that. Probably because they were making the minimum payment, and minimum payment is going to get you nowhere, especially with the interest. You're going to pay thousands, hundreds, whatever amounts more, depending on how long it takes you to pay it back. We're just paying the minimum. It's not a good idea. See, instead, they should have been telling you to pay your balance off every month. But I mean, who does that anymore, right? Because even in the investing world, that could be dumb. Like paying off all of your loans in full every month, or their cards every month in full, is probably not a good idea, because they can use that extra money to their advantage. But let's just be honest, the everyday average person's not doing that. Okay, so the next thing that they probably told you is that credit cards are for emergencies only. If you only had credit cards, right, for emergencies, and you only use them for emergencies, if a real emergency actually happens, you're not even going to be able to use enough money or get enough money for that emergency. I mean, now depending on what type of emergency, maybe it's medical and you have medical insurance, but not all things you can do that. But if you have a lot of credit and you have good credit, you can do that. You can make those things happen. So just letting you know that. Closing cards, oh my goodness, I actually have a story. Know it, never mind. Personally, I was lied to about closing accounts being a good idea. It's not a good idea unless you have no type of self-control, and maybe it could be a good idea depending on where it's at, like a store card or something like that. But closing accounts hurt your credit score, and in the long run also hurts your score, because if you're using your credit and you have lines of utilization on there, which means that you're actively using credit. Let's say you have, just for easy numbers, $1,000 of active credit and use 300, that's 30%. So that, let's say that you have that, right? And I honestly forgot what I was gonna say, because I don't even know. So let's just go for the next one. Maxing out your cards is not a great idea, because that just shows that you just do not care. Essentially, that's what it just shows. I don't care. I'm going to take everything that you're giving me, and I'm going to pay you back little by little. That just kind of rude, to be honest with you. So they don't like that. Don't do it. All credit cards being the same. So if you are opening store cards and you are opening just regular Visa cards and think that those two are the same, then they're not, because store cards can only be used in the store, and the Visa cards and anything like that can be used in other places. So that's the difference between those two. They're not the same. And there's also loans cards through Upgrade and other sites and stuff, where you can have an actual physical card, swipe it somewhere, and now you have a monthly payment that's broken up between X amount of months. there's that too. No, credit cards are not free money. This was just a short little different video to tell you about the things that you need to know about your credit that you were probably lied to about, or at least not told about growing up. And it sucks, it really does, because you should be building your credit as before you are 18 years old. I said it, yes, before you're 18 years old. You should be able to be on somebody's credit as an authorized user starting at 13 years old. And that is how you really do it. That's how you build generational wealth, because you have that long credit history. And that's not just why, but trust me, there's more to it. Check out my videos down below, how to use that credit once you get it. But these are things that you were probably lied to about.